a lot of us healthcare workers want to do it the right way, and there is no right way. Like, as long as you follow the policies of the facility, you ask questions, be your own advocate. Hey, my name's Ashley Stenger, and I am a recruiter with Atlas MedStaff. I'm a former travel respiratory therapist. So I took a contract in New York when COVID started, and there were a ton of respiratory therapists out there with me. And we all connected through Facebook, like, who's in New York? Let's meet up. And one of the respiratory therapists that was working downtown arranged a fishing boat trip in New York, like one of the last weeks we were all there. And I met a bunch of RTs and Brittany Platone, who is now a recruiter for Atlas, former nurse, pediatric nurse. And she is married to one of the RTs that I met on the trip. And me and her connected instantly. We got along really well, and I was super excited to become her friend. We became close friends after that. And then she got a hold of me when she became a recruiter, asking if I was looking for a travel assignment, and I was super excited to work with her. So I actually took a break this summer after doing all my COVID contracts, and when she reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to travel? She was the reason why I was like actually considering taking another assignment. And I wasn't thinking about that before. I was kind of thinking about like, what do I want to do? Do I want to go back to the bedside? And it got me excited to travel again. And I ended up becoming a recruiter anyway, because she enjoys it so much. But she was super supportive, super understanding. We would talk on the phone for about an hour at a time whenever we talked. And she just listened to me and what I was going through. And she could also understand it because she went through something very similar the last year. I love having these conversations with my newer travelers too, because they want to know the same exact question. I think the pros way outweighs the cons. And with that being said, a lot of it is the traveling. Like, the people you meet, the hospitals you get to work at, you get to see how they do different things everywhere. And some of my best friends I've made have been through traveling, and I have places to go visit now because I worked there. I still talk to people from my very first assignment. I'm still really close to them. And it has made me a better RT because I have seen things done different ways and worked with different computer systems and have seen a multitude of different patient populations. And so the con for me would be if you're really like wanting to be comfortable in one place, you're not really like a flexible person, it would be hard to travel because you kind of have to just go. There's like maybe 1 week of orientation if you're lucky, and you kind of have to go with the flow. You have to be your own advocate. You have to be your own resource. And not everybody's good at that, and that's okay. The hardest thing I had to learn as an RT was that you're not going to change the environment that you're going to go into. You can definitely help make it better. You can bring ideas in, but at the end of the day, a hospital is a hospital, and it takes a force of nature to change policies, protocols. Even if you're literally like, I've seen it done this way and it's so much more efficient and cost effective than the way you're doing it, but they have to go through so many avenues to change it. Maybe stay close to home at first if you're really like nervous about it. That's what I did. I stayed about 4 hours from home. I never went home. I fell in love. I went to Michigan, my first assignment in the summer. I fell in love with Michigan. I ended up staying in Michigan for almost a year. So just taking the leap, doing it, find a great recruiter that you can work with, that you feel comfortable with, that you trust is super, super important for your first assignment. And also being flexible. So Atlas has a ton of respiratory jobs, and that's what I love is we have all those opportunities now. So the most important part for me with a traveler is that relationship. And Atlas focuses on that so much. And that is like number one priority with this company, which I love. I've had so many travelers calling me being like, recruiters aren't getting back to me. No one's answering my questions. It's been days, it's been weeks. I want to develop that super personal relationship and make you feel comfortable on your assignment, because it can be really scary. And I'm here for that support system. With that being said, the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing I want to have roots somewhere and have a group of people that I can hang out with every week. And mountains are calling, and I fell in love with Denver, and Denver's home for me now. And I came here and I was just like, this is amazing. I took a couple travel assignments in Denver and I stayed here and I didn't leave.